Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. I thought today I would start with a poem as we transition. This is the end of Libra season. We will soon be transitioning into Scorpio season. And I just thought I would share one of these beautiful poems. This is from the Wee Moon 2023. The poem is called When Ending Comes. Look into its eyes until your tears make a Monet's garden of the landscape. Blurring the hard cliff edge, you will step beyond into emptiness. When ending comes, be alone with sorrow, even if she refuses to speak to you. Let the silence become clay on a wound that draws out your own hidden essential words. When ending comes, greet it like a guest that will destroy the house, but leave behind a golden cup you will not know how to drink from right away. When ending comes, cradle it in your arms like an egg. Warm it with your body so that someday, when your back curves around it with grief, the bare bones of your shoulders will breathe out wings. Sophia Rosenberg, 2019. Hi, my name is Sadhana. I'm here on Tuesdays doing live readings, and your questions are welcome in the chat at any time. I am feeling the energy of the season. Last week we had the 1010 portal, the solar eclipse, and it really does feel like everything is being shook a little hard. We all may be feeling challenged in different ways. And so I am here to support you, to help you find clarity, perhaps a next step. This is a time of transition, as I was saying, into perhaps one of the most challenging zodiacal signs over the next few days. And so if you are feeling that and have been feeling that, please know that that's why I do the work that I do. I'm here for you. And so at this time of transition, know that one thing that is so really important is to give yourself space and give yourself permission to feel. And I really like that line here where she says that to be alone with sorrow. Even if she refuses to speak to you, let the silence become a clay on a wound that draws out your own hidden, essential words. And there's something here as well, too, in the idea of words. Words. That it is, and I've said this over and over again, that I strongly recommend, if you're doing your own personal readings, to write them down and then read them aloud. Read them aloud to yourself. It is so important that your words come off the page and they become alive, and they are released in this way through the voice. The voice and Libra are an important part of the lessons of this season. Relationships, so expressing yourself in a way that feels in alignment with where you are at this time. Give yourself permission to do that, even if you are just reading your journal aloud to yourself or talking to yourself, encouraging yourself. Let those words come out of your mouth. They are potent medicine. I have hummed and hawed about what decks to work with today, and so I'm going to go back to Lisa St. Croix's deck. So Lisa of St. Croix is her name. Lisa de St. Croix. I wonder if she was from the island of St. Croix. Okay. Good evening, good day, kalispara, bonjour, bonsoir. To all of you lovely souls. This is a reading for the collective on the 17th day of October 2023. We have a jumper card, 7 of Pentacles. Ooh, that's kind of a magical card. Let's put that over there. Let's just give the cards a really good shuffle. Let's do something different today. I'm going to do a cup-shaped reading. 3, 2, 1. So 3 on the top, 2 in the middle, 1 on the bottom. And just let this energy funnel down into whatever it wants to funnel down to. Yeah, I think I will do the first operation. I'll get the cups pile. And then we'll go from there. Okay. King of Wands is on the bottom. All right, so let's get the other camera up. When I do the first operation, I tend to lay out the cards from right to left and just follow that symmetry through the reading. So the idea here is that all of the energy is funneling down into this card. This sort of is the cumulative message for us all here today. Okay, and I want to be mindful of the jumper card. I'll see if I can weave that in. Okay. Doesn't get any more watery than the devil. I know the devil is an earth element, but I really see the devil as a Swadhisthana chakra card. Feelings. We have the Empress, so in her way also a watery energy. 9 of Pentacles, so a 3, a triple 3. And I suppose 3 is a multiple of 15 as well too, so there's something to that. Something to the number 3. Let's just look at this message here, sort of where we are and heart and hands, feeling. You know, sometimes it takes touch to release emotion. And you know, sometimes Sadhana goes in the weirdest of ways and talks about herself in the third person, but I think there's something here about loving kindness to yourself, loving kindness to your children, loving kindness to those around you. Take good care. Take really good care. Know that the hands are an extension of the heart, energetically speaking. The energy of the hands moves through the heart space, and there's something about touch that is very, very healing. And this feels like an important message here. Sometimes, and this is my main point in reading these 3 cards, is that it takes another's touch to help the other release what they need to release. So a simple hand on a shoulder or a knee can start another person bawling for no apparent reason. And there's a reason that I wanted to read that poem today. There's something about until you can let it go, you know, until you let it go, you won't be free. Until you can let it go, you won't find harmony. Until you can let it go, you won't see the pathway clearly in front of you. I want to weave that 9 of Pentacles. Very interesting that the 7 of Pentacles was the jumper card. There's another message in this card that's coming through for you, but let's just look at the whole story. We have Page of Swords. Love that card in this deck. So we have 2 quartz in the middle. Both of them feeling kind of exploratory. Knight of Wands underneath the Devil, that feels really kind of interesting. And perhaps part of this message is about it's old. It's really old. It's deep within you. That which wants to come out is blocking an old potential. So what I'm sensing here is that if you can stop holding on to whatever it is you're stuck on, is it your right? Is it an emotion that you just have? There's a stopper in the bottle, and it needs to come out. The wine needs to be spilled, and once that is over, that can be overwhelming. There's something that you will realize, something really important here. Your potential. Love this page. I've had this in my own personal readings quite recently, a couple of times. So we have Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, and Page of Swords. Everything's all funneling down into this Page of Wands. So if you think of this energy all moving in this direction, it is the purpose of the release, the purpose of the reading your reading out loud, the purpose of letting go, the purpose of feeling is to does this make sense? It's to reignite something within you that never had the opportunity to shine. Is that a version of yourself? Is that a truth? Is that something that you wanted to manifest? I don't know. Think about, imagine this as a cup. And these pieces start to fall away. And all that's left in the cup is this energy. And this energy begins to grow and expand. The Page of Wands, the first page, the page of creativity, the aspect of your inner child that was so free and so playful. Perhaps the Page of Wands wants to be heard. Listen to the Page of Wands. So pick up on some Libra keywords here. The language, the words are important as well. The Page of Wands is perhaps painting clouds. Clouds are the element of air. Something here. I hope you can find something in this because it feels like a real sort of opening for you, for us. Now the Seven of Pentacles jumped out of the deck. Really unusual iteration of this deck. It feels like the figure in this card is playing with the stars, playing with the stars inside the coins. Never forget that there are stars inside the coins. I think that's something we forget. There's an amazement. There's a wonder in this card. There's also a fascination with the sky. Is there a fascination with astrology? Something kind of magical. There's something very magical about the sevens in general. Lisa de Saint Croix offers. Yeah, no, she uses that. I'm not feeling, so, often on the sevens, there's this idea of, like, even with 7 of Cups, and we need to kind of focus, but I want to encourage you to explore. So once this is revealed, to feel free to explore, to reach for the stars, to reach for the clouds, to paint the clouds. All right. I want to highlight Donna's comment before I go on. Donna says, if you can, please watch and participate in Lynn McTaggart's Peace Intention for Israel and Palestine. I have the link for that. It is on my... Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, Donna. Okay. So, who would like a card today? And is there any way that I can support your journey? If there is any way I can support your journey, let me know. I was on the last hour just talking about things that I learned through my 48-week Thoth-inspired series and didn't quite come full circle. Finished that conversation. So I may need to revisit what I was trying to say there or just address it in another video. Friday, I'm going to be responding to a thread in the Facebook page, Tarot Nerds, and talk about cards that inspire forgiveness. Yeah. I see Lydia Ann has a question, so I will go to Lydia Ann. Welcome, everybody. Namaste. All right. Lydia Ann, is it possible? How do I overcome my rejection pattern? Well, beautiful girl, you put your hands on your hips. You stand in your Wonder Woman pose. You stand in your Wonder Woman pose. And if Wonder Woman is not your hero, you find your hero. And you stand in that pose with your legs spread apart. And you put your hands on your hips. And you look at yourself in the mirror. And you tell yourself how fucking great you are. How strong you are. How wonderful and amazing you are. And you practice this. And you use your voice. You have to believe it with your whole heart. I don't need a tarot card to tell me this, but I will. I'm going to pull a couple cards for you. Yeah, it's it takes great courage to move through this. And all of the affirmations are not future, they are present. I am. I am. And you look in your own 2 eyes and you mean it. And you stomp your foot and you put your hands on your hips and you open your heart and you smile and you look right into your eyes. Yeah. So that's one approach. Another approach is to talk to the little you, the little me. And you find a memory where little me was suppressed, where she was told she was too loud or too much or too this or too that, or she was told to be quiet or to go away, where she was dismissed. And you find that time and that energy. You remember what it smelled like. You remember. Smell is important. Do you know why? It's connected to the root chakra, and dealing family issues connected to the root chakra. So remember what it smelled like at that time. You find her, you remember what she was wearing, and you comfort her, and you talk gently to her, and you give her comfort in knowing that she had the right to speak, to move, to talk, to play, to laugh, to sing, whatever she was doing that was not permitted. So that's another way. And I think the more techniques we have for empowerment are really powerful. All right. Let's start with one card and go there. So, Lydia, and this is interesting because this is the card that was on the bottom of the pile when I did the last reading. So you could say that this is the card that was in shadow. Lots of esoteric symbols in this. This is you. This is you standing in your power. This is also you trusting your the power of your spiritual connections. Right? This is you trusting the power of your spiritual connections and knowing that whether you are working with lunar energy or you have particular goddesses that you are working with, or you have certain rituals, let these empower you in a way that they haven't before. Give them permission to have more power. So as I acknowledge that this was the card at the bottom of the pile, this was hidden there for you all along. And remember, the motivation for that initial pull was to let the cup spill over, to let the wine bottle spill over. I don't like that expression, it's only spilt milk. It needs to spill for a reason. And then we clean up the counter and we understand, we may not understand right away, but why it spilled. So Lydian, close your eyes and feel in your body. Give yourself permission to let the tears go beyond the corners of your eyes and run down your cheeks. We want it to spill over. We want it to spill over. Knight of Cups. The cup is quite literally flowing. It is spilt. And yet, look at that. It's such an this is such an interesting Knight of Cups, the way that it's drawn. Those tears also have connections to the goddess, connections to the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother washes over you. Okay, so can we The second chakra, the sacral swadhisthana chakra. What I was saying to Lydiane, and also what I was trying to express earlier, is that whether it is conscious or not, we all have childhood stuff that is suppressed. And sometimes these suppressions manifest as adult suppressions and activities, behaviors that don't serve as an adult. And I honestly feel that we are also trained to not feel. We want to breeze through life, through the busyness of life. And so it is critical in order to heal, to connect to our feelings and to spirit. And so, Lydiane, this whole reading is about allowing the waters to move. I would even say, start swimming. Go for a swim. Little bit cold to swim outdoors now, find a nice pool or find a spa where you can go and enjoy the waters. Let the water move. Look at that full moon behind the King of Wands. Make your connection with water sacred. And let that begin to wash away the pattern of rejection. Because you are amazing. You are strong. You are brave. You are perfect, just the way you are. All right. Quiet chat today. Did you like that poem? Did you hear it, or was the advertising ruining the poem? I read the one called When Ending Comes from the Wee Moon, this year's Wee Moon. It was beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So I am somebody asked me to talk about a spread that I alluded to the other day, and I have time here. So perhaps if you want to do a reading for yourself, you could do that. But I'm kind of feeling like I want to do it backwards. It's the tetractys spread, but for some reason I feel like we are flowing into Scorpio season, and I think what I just shared with you is sort of a mini version of that spread, 3, 2, 1. So 3 + 2 + 1 = 6. The tetractys spread is a 10-card spread. So why don't, if you have a deck on your table, why don't you shuffle it up, and we'll do this 10-card reading, and I'll walk you through it. Okay? But I'm going to do it in an unconventional way. In what way can I deepen my experience flowing into Scorpio season 2023? What I suggest you do, we're going to have to really back up here a lot for this to work. Bear with me. Please don't get seasick. We will get as much table as we can. So I want to connect to the water pile. This practice is called the first operation. You cut the cards into 4 piles, and so this becomes the 3rd pile. You cut the first pile like this, and then the 4th pile, we're not using these cards, but that practice is to do that. So from right to left, these piles are wands, cups, swords, pentacles. So I'm going to take the cups pile because Scorpio is connected to the element of, well, this is really up to you. Let's just talk about this for a moment. Scorpio is a water sign, for sure. Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. And Mars is definitely not a watery planet. And Mars, I really feel, is a lot more connected to the fire of this particular pile here. And so that's really up to you whether you're looking for fire or water inspiration, which pile you choose. I'm going to choose this pile here. This is the one I was working with before. Okay. Glancing at the bottom, interesting. This is the card that represents the decan where we are presently. All right, so because we've already cut the cards, I'm not going to cut them again. And I'm going to lay down the cards. Instead of 3 on the top, I'm going to put 4 on the top. And then 3. And because I cut the cards right to left, I'm laying out the cards right to left. This has to do with the whole Golden Dawn Tetragrammaton order thing. Okay, so we have 10 cards on the table. 10 is the number of change. 10 is the number of the wheel. So in essence, this card that's down at the bottom, we can look at as the card of change. What is changing? But because I've done this spread as a cup rather than a upward facing triangle, the upward facing triangle is more about action. And when the triangle grows in an upward way, I look at the top card as, the pinnacle of the energy. But this has a slightly different nuance. It's a lot like Pisces season, everything just kind of flowing in here. This is the muddiest of cards. But as I was saying, perhaps one of the answers is to let all of this other stuff fall away. We have a lot of other beautiful things that we can read into this kind of a spread because of the numbers. And so this is a 4, right? It's connected to anything you want to associate with the number 4. And with the number 4 on top, it feels really heavy, right? If 4 is foundation or stability or boundaries or whatever it is, it really does want to fall away. Maybe this is the concrete, that is blocking the way. Yeah. Cleva says it looks like a diamond. And wouldn't that be fun to, oh my goodness. Okay, so I could never do this on camera. I'd have to turn the cards sideways, but you could do a spread where you built it in both directions. And then you had, so this is 10. You could have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards and have the cards going in both directions. That would be amazing. I've never done that. All right, so let's look at this. So what is, I find that fascinating that I said concrete. What is the concrete that is blocking that which wants to flow? Oh my goodness. These are really challenging combination of cards. 8 and 9 of swords. 8 and 9 of swords. 5 of wands. 7 of pentacles. So what if those cards in your top row, you could, there's something, I got this maybe from Benabel Wen's tome. What's her tome called? Is it called Holistic Tarot? What is Benebell Wen's very, very thick tarot book called? I think it's Holistic Tarot. In that book, she has an affirmation for, thank you, Donna, every single card. And I believe I did a mini series, maybe 3 weeks, where we were building affirmations for certain cards. And what if you had your 4 cards on the top and you had some sort of an affirmation that would encourage all of this to spill away, this weight, this block that is holding you back. Yes, Lydiane, those cards feel, perhaps it is the magician that pulls the stopper. That's interesting. Okay, so now let's look at this through the energy of the numbers. If 4 is the foundation, the stability, maybe like I was saying, the concrete that is sort of blocking what wants to be revealed here. 3 is the number of creativity. This is a really important row. No matter how you lay out the spread, this card here is the heart of the reading. And while everything is funneling down into the bottom card, there's something very essential in this central card. So have a look at your central card and see what you feel there. So 8 of Wands, swiftness, focus, messages. It almost feels like an urgency to let all of this go, to let all of this fall away. This feels like really unstable energy up at the top. And while there is 1 pentacle card there, none of those cards feel very grounding. So what is on either side of the heart of your reading? So I would say have a look at these 3 cards. This is your creative message. This is your message from the Empress. This is your baby. To me, this feels like infinite potential. Why would you, if you understood the potential of what is about to happen, why would you not let this fall away? And you know, yesterday I was in a session with one of my daughters, and the nurse was talking about if she could offer one thing to the world. If she could offer one thing to the world, it would be for every soul to understand the importance of a good night's sleep. Okay, I want to go to Donna's comment here. But the 2 swords cards feel blocking. Yeah. So I guess the question is, how can we let these swords cards fall away? Libra season, it can be quite chatty. I say it's not as chatty as Gemini season, but it is. I was talking earlier about the voice and the release of the voice. But there's something here of, maybe this touches in with Lydiane's self-doubt. How can we affirm? How can we train our minds to let go of the squirreling, to let go of the monkey mind, the illusion that we are controlled by this or by that? Beautiful. Thank you, Perry. And honestly, this 9 of Swords and this 5 of Wands, often in a reading, I look at cards that are across from each other and they feel to be mirroring each other, mimicking each other. Yeah. Sibia, the chat was really quiet, so I'm just doing a demo reading right now. And if you have a question, I will get to it before I go off. Okay. All right. Now, let me finish explaining how I would manage this spread, creating it upside down, because I don't usually do it in this direction. And I could also bring in, chakra energy as well, too. I was saying this is the heart of the reading, but this feels very Manipura, very solar plexus to me. And this, too, because there's 2, it looks like Swadhisthana. It looks like the place of the waters at Swadhisthana, the feelings. And I was talking about this earlier. And here we have the Page of Cups and the 7 of Wands. We have the little you who was not able to stand up for themselves. So doesn't this fit in so beautifully? So if we continue with this same metaphor as emptying the cup and kind of letting this charge right out, then perhaps, the little you can feel more seen, and we can take some time to listen to what it was she was standing for and what it is she wanted to say, because she had the right and she was denied that right. And the card at the bottom is that place of feeling alone on your journey. So everything, I know that Lydiane had this card as well too. It feels like everything has filtered down into this place of why me? Okay, so Perry, sorry, not Perry, Lydiane, because I don't normally do this spread this way, I'm sort of riffing here, but bear with me. So this pair of cards is a 2. 2, you can relate to High Priestess. So 4 can be Emperor, 3 Empress, 2 High Priestess, 1 Magician. 2 is also the number of the 2nd chakra. 2, High Priestess, Moon, Water, going into our darkness to understand. Feels very Scorpionic as well, too. Not that I would connect the High Priestess with Scorpio. But there's something there about the waters. There's something there about revealing something. And intuitively, where I was going here was that this feels like a connection to something I said earlier, connecting us to the sacral chakra. Perhaps it was in your reading where I said, was that little girl heard? Was her voice heard? I wonder if the Page of Cups, Cups's voice, Cups's action, Cups's opinions were suppressed. Yes, the High Priestess carries secrets, and maybe there is a secret as well too that is wanting to be revealed. A spread like this has, And, this is what I've said before with any spread. It is important to let it be fluid. And the idea here is we're unpacking a very mucky cup. And so we're wanting to deepen our understanding of this card that is at the bottom. This is, if you want to say, this is the Magician. There needs to be a response to this experience. You are not alone. You are moving through something quite profound. Where might you seek support? And I would also say, in building the spread in this way, that this is way down at the bottom. This is quite buried. So you want to be kind of gentle with this. And yet, we had this Eight of Wands in direct alignment with this card. So look, we've got Five of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and it's like maybe the Eight of Wands has a lifeline, has an anchor that's going to help move this through and out. It doesn't feel hopeless. But one of the things that really touches me here is the fact that that little you, the suppression, showed up in those two cards again. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because this is something you get to do when you take my courses, is to, get inside my head and see how I develop spreads and sort of the logistics behind building spreads and understanding the nuances of number and the multitude of connections you can build in with corresponding majors and minors and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, happy to share that with you. And I will just, I'll shuffle the cards and I will respond to the question in the chat. Alrighty. And then the other thing I said was that this was the card that was on the bottom of the pile. And so how do I respond when cards match the present decan? So they are aligned sort of chronologically, zodiacally. I think it just, it speaks to alignment. It speaks to this reading is right on point. Yeah. All right, so this is a reading. And I'm sorry, I don't have a clue how to pronounce your name. I'm going to use your second name, Sabia, if that's okay. That's a long sentence. All right, so Sabia, first thing is cross off the should, right? So I'm not in power here. It's important that you feel empowered. Okay, so the intention of this reading is to empower you, not for me to tell you what to do. So let's shift the words of this question just a little bit. So you need to complete your practicals. And your current situation is not ideal. You would like to complete your practicals in another location because something in the present location is not serving you. Okay, so how do I find? How do I find a new location? Interesting. I feel that this is to your left. This is so bizarre. It's to your left. It's not very far away. Yeah. So let's pull some cards. How might Sabia find a new location to complete her practicals? I feel like there's already been a message delivered, a very subtle message you may not have picked up on. Sabia, just bear with me here. I just want to respond to Sharon before this comment gets buried. And like next year, I want to spend some time with Tarot de Marseille and Pip decks and so forth. I would also really like to spend more time with sidereal astrology. I follow Vedic astrology, and I have 2 Vedic astrologers that I study and I work with. And yeah, I would love to get a little more comfortable and share more of that on my channel, but I definitely do follow. So let's sort of carry on with this theme about how important the laying of the cards can help with understanding and building the idea. So again, I'm going to cut the cards and I'm going to take the wands pile. Why? Because this is a reading of building. This will be my final reading for today. Okay. So I've taken the first pile. Interesting. The card on the bottom. The challenge. Very interesting card to be on the bottom. Okay. I will try to weave this in and speak more to this. So I'm going to do like I did in that first reading, I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, but I'm building in an upward direction. Why? Because Sabia is in a building mode. And we want a spread that is going to connect with the energy of growing. So this is what she's growing towards. And perhaps this combination of cards can help us to... Oh, this is so interesting. This looks like the healing arts. This looks like a... Ooh. I wonder if there is... are you in the healing arts? I wonder if there is a job in government. I wonder if there's a job in government, or there is a... I don't know. I feel like there's a professional... maybe, and this is a very bizarre thing to say, but perhaps, at the courthouse, there is a healing arts room for all the judges, Like, I feel like there's a... This is bizarre. You're a student chef. Okay, you're a student chef. So, Sabia, this is pointing to an institution, an institution. Like, I feel like, so let's shift the energy. Maybe this is maybe you have to go to the big city. Remember, I was talking about 3. So this is what is building. Perhaps the 2 is telling us what is in the way of that. What are the pros and cons? 9 of Cups and 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles continues to support the growth and making it your own. The top card is the Ace of Pentacles. So I don't think there is a problem that you will find it, but you're asking how to find it. So rest assured, the cards here feel as if you will find that path, you will find that way. That's not the issue, but there's something here that feels I mean, not that you want to work in a hospital, but I feel that very clearly that there is an institution that is calling to you, that you will be able to, these are all really positive cards. So I don't know what kind of a place you have your practice in now. Oh, okay. Let's use this metaphorically. Let's use this metaphorically. Sometimes the word institution represents, let's say, a restaurant that is so well renowned, you may not think you are, good enough to apply as an apprentice in that particular place. An institution is a very well established location. So this might not be a government institution, but this is some place that is perhaps beyond what you would ever dream of applying for. Sibia, I feel like this message is to shoot for the stars, to go further, to go above and beyond what you ever dreamed of. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And such good cards. And as soon as I saw the 8 of Pentacles, it made me really feel like you will know this, and it's going to feel good it'll feel good in your body. It'll feel good. It's like, yes, this is the place. It's a lovely, lovely combination of cards. So take that message for what you will. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for being here today. And hopefully I'll see you soon. I'm going to get things organized for tomorrow. Friday's plan is secure. That is good. And if I can, let's say, what else do I want to? Is there anything else? I think that's good. So if these readings have resonated with you, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. And I always appreciate your comments and support of my channel. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, everyone else who was in support of each other in the chat. Have a lovely rest of your day, and namaste.